Looking for a natural way to clear up acne and brighten your skin? This homemade turmeric soap is full of powerful ingredients that fight bacteria, reduce inflammation, and leave your skin feeling amazing. Stick around and I'll show you how to make it. We're going to start by preparing our lye solution. I like to use crushed ice that I've made ahead of time with distilled water, as it speeds up the process for cooling down. Once we have those measured, we're going to add the lye to our ice. You want to make sure to always add your lye to your water and never the other way around. You also want to be sure that you're mixing this in a well-ventilated area. Gently stir your ice and lye water. It is crazy how fast the lye melts the ice. Once that is pretty much incorporated, we're going to go ahead and just set that aside. Now, I'm going to start weighing our fats. I am going to weigh the cocoa butter first. I love cocoa butter because it has a high concentration of fatty acids, which soften and hydrate the skin. Next, I'm going to weigh some shea butter. Shea butter has amazing moisturizing properties and helps soothe irritated skin. Then I am weighing some coconut oil. I love coconut oil because it has excellent cleansing properties. It creates really firm, long-lasting bars of soap. And it has amazing antibacterial and antifungal benefits. Once those are weighed, we're going to melt them. I like to just melt my oils in the microwave and set it at like 30 to 60 second increments. You'll see that the cocoa butter usually takes the longest to melt. Next, I am going to weigh my olive oil directly in my melted fats and stir to combine. Olive oil helps add moisturizing properties and balances out the cleansing properties, which can be drying from the coconut oil. I want to mix my lye solution to make sure it's fully dissolved. Now, be sure to check the temperature of your lye solution and fats. I like to soap in cooler temperatures, around 100 degrees. Now it's time to add our lye solution into the fats. I'm going to gently pour the lye water into the fats. I'm going to blend this just to a really light trace so that the oils and water are emulsified, but not getting too thick. Now pull out 3 extra containers. I've already added activated charcoal to one. Then I'm going to add some dandelion greens, just a couple teaspoons. And some heaping teaspoons of turmeric powder. I'm going to add some Kaolin Clay to our batter and a little bit of sea kelp to our greens. I am going to combine the clay and soap batter, but not over blend. We want the mixture to remain thin. Then it's time to add the tea tree essential oil. Tea tree is awesome because it fights bacteria and fungi that cause skin infections like acne. Lightly blend it until it's incorporated in our soap batter. Now it's time to separate our soap batter into our containers. We're going to add some into our charcoal. Then add some to our green layer. And some to the turmeric. Just make sure that you have close to the same amount in each container. There isn't a science, just eyeball it. At first, I started to stir with a spoon and thought, oh no, I think I'm going to use my stick blender. So go ahead and just lightly blend all of these colors. I love how vibrant the turmeric came out. It came out like a really nice burnt orange color, and it's really earthy looking. Then I blended the activated charcoal. You'll see our trace is getting just a little bit thicker. And now I'm blending up our greens. I'm adding some colloidal oatmeal to the remaining batter. Now I'm pulling out my mold. I'm just going to layer these. I decided to start with the green layer, thinking that the green would be a good base layer, The green layer has dandelion greens that can help reduce scarring, doubled with the sea kelp that can reduce redness. Make sure to tamp it down between each layer to reduce any possible air bubbles. For the next layer, I'm adding the turmeric. I love turmeric because of its powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It also helps reduce skin inflammation. It brightens the skin, promotes healing, and reduces scarring. Thus, the star of this soap. Not to mention, I love the color that it creates. Again, tamp it down to reduce the air bubbles. Next, I am adding our oatmeal layer. Oatmeal is awesome because it soothes irritation, reduces inflammation, and improves skin texture while gently exfoliating the skin. I also want to mention that we added Kaolin Clay to this recipe as well. Kaolin Clay hydrates and nourishes the skin while drawing out toxins and impurities. It also helps give the soap a smooth, silky texture. Last, I am adding the charcoal layer. Charcoal is awesome because it absorbs excess oil, dirt, and impurities. It gently exfoliates the skin to remove dead skin cells and helps prevent future breakouts. I love the rich, deep color that the charcoal adds to the soap. Again, make sure you tamp it down to reduce air bubbles. I am going to do a hanger swirl. Basically, I'm pushing down one side, pulling up, and then back down like a big W shape. Instead of using a thin hanger, I want a chunky design, so I'm using this foam-covered twist tie. I love this thing. You can get it on Amazon. I shared the link below. We don't want any soap batter going to waste, so I'm going to add as much to the top as I can. Make sure to tamp it down again. I'm going to make the top slightly decorative. I am laying the remaining turmeric layer across the soap. Then smooshing across with the green layer. Now, I'm really a messy crafter, so I wanted to clean up my space a bit. I am just going to use a skewer to swirl across the top of the soap. Simple, fast, and easy. To finish it off, I'm going to sprinkle some oatmeal over the top. I think it just kind of adds a little bit of that extra flair. Because the oatmeal is so dry, I'm just tapping it down into the soap a little bit with a spoon to make sure that it sticks. Now we're going to set this aside for about 24 hours. And 24 hours later, we have a lovely bar of hard soap. To release it from the mold, I like to pull away from all the edges. This loaf turned out very hard, but if you see that yours hasn't set up, just leave it alone and give it more time before trying to take it out of the mold. I'm very pleased with how hard this batch came out. To cut this, I'm going to use a single bar cutter. And because we have loose oatmeal on the top, I'm going to cut it on its side because I don't want the oatmeal to squish down as the wire cuts the soap. I I like to cut off the very end pieces. You don't have to do this. I just like keeping all of the bars consistent. I am cutting these bars slightly larger than 1 inch because I want them more chunky, and I will end up getting about 9 bars of soap from this batch. I am loving how these came out. Once your soap is cut, place the bars on a curing rack or in a cool, dry spot for at least 4 weeks to harden. Patience is the key for the perfect bar, as the harder the bar, the longer it will last. Do you want the full printable recipe? Head over to latherbees.com and get all the details. Thanks for watching. Happy soap making, and I hope to see you next time.